today I wanted to tell you about what it's been like giving up coffee for 6 months. So a little bit of a backstory of coffee with myself. I love coffee, like love it. And I think I started drinking it mostly like, I'm gonna say senior year of high school, maybe junior. And I really sincerely relied on it through all of college. I was constantly drinking it. And there came a point in my mid-20s where anxiety became this like huge reality and huge weight on me. And looking back, I think it always kind of was, but coffee started affecting me completely different. It started to feel it a lot more whenever I would have it. And starting at that point, I would go through long periods of time of not drinking it. And whenever I started up again, it would be a notable difference. So I've definitely had people close to me in my life, like observe how I might be acting on a certain day and say, wait, did you have coffee today? Like it was that much of a difference. And it's interesting because I don't know how much it actually affected me before and I didn't notice it, or if it's just, as you get older, it seems like it's more difficult to mask certain things, especially like physically feeling things in your body. So I'm not sure what it was, but it became a noticeable thing that needed to change. But I've gone through so many ups and downs with this, and I finally feel like I've found like a level playing field where I'm like, yes, I know what works for me and how I can stay away from coffee. That's what I'm choosing to do. Because like I said, I would give it up for long periods of time, but it would always be this temptation, like this huge thing. And then once I would get drawn back in and I would think, oh, I'm just going to have it when I feel like I really need it. That time that I felt like I really need it would come just like more and more often, and then it would become kind of a habit again. And it was just hard to deny. It was something that always seemed to creep back in. So now it's been 6 months, and I actually had my very last coffee ever on camera during NaNoWriMo. So there's a NaNoWriMo video, which is a November writing challenge. It was in November, and I literally cheers everyone with my very last coffee. I'm like, this is my last one, at least my last caffeinated one. And that has held absolutely true. So there are 2 instances of weakness that I've found that I think I've totally obliterated. And one of them is when I'm really craving coffee. I'm craving it, I'm craving the smell, I'm craving the taste, I'm out and about, I want to get a coffee, or there's something, there's something really drawing me towards that. And in those instances, I drink decaf. So I don't know if anyone's listening to this wait a second, you didn't give up coffee then if you drink decaf. It's not a habit. But I do that when I really want it. And I honestly have realized that, in those instances, it's more so about the taste and the feeling, and even just the thought of having a cup of coffee. Those are the times when it's probably not actually about needing that caffeine boost. Now, especially as a mom to a toddler, there are days that I really need that caffeine boost. So here are my rules for myself. If it's in the morning time, and I pretty much have green tea every single day, I have a green tea or a matcha. Matcha is magic. It literally, I don't know if you've seen those graphs, maybe I'll throw one on the screen, about how it sustains your energy different than coffee. I find that to be very, very true. And my husband actually also gave up coffee, and he drinks way more than I ever did. He gave it up for a period of time before a really important audition because he didn't want to be jittery. And he used matcha. And he definitely felt this effect. It doesn't affect me anxiety wise, and it also doesn't give that jittery feeling. I've heard it called Zenergy before, Zen energy. I think that's really true. And green tea is like that too, but you have to have more of it, I think. And matcha is kind of instant. It's all packed in there. Very, very potent stuff. And high in antioxidants and all of that, but it is also high in caffeine. So if you need a higher dose of caffeine, matcha is I think a great option. And if it is in the afternoon, then I have a cup of cacao, which is just like raw dark chocolate melted into a cup and with water, hot water, and I froth it up with some maple syrup, and I also throw in a spoonful of Dandy Blend if I have it. I love Dandy Blend. It's like roasted flavor, and it's all just, it's really good ingredients, and it's got roasted dandelion in there. It's like a powder. It almost looks like instant coffee. And I make it special. I add like a dash of cinnamon or kind of a spice blend that I made. So I think having those options for the different reasons I might be craving it has honestly made the transition really, really easy. And it's something that has been very sustainable. And I don't even remember really having that many crashes from it because, you know, I am still drinking caffeine. Like I am able to either, you know, like slowly wean myself off if I want less or bring it back in. It just doesn't feel like a harsh change, but it does feel like it's really affected my life. So anxiety-wise, it makes a huge, huge difference. Huge difference for me. Doesn't mean I never feel anxious, but I feel anxious for a reason. And when I feel anxious for a reason and I can pinpoint the reason, I don't have this kind of added physical effect from something that, you know, might not be necessary or related to it. So it makes that much more manageable. Sleeping is a lot better, especially if I keep the caffeine to the morning when I do have matcha. And yeah, it's something I definitely recommend trying at least, and, you know, seeing how it feels for you if that's something you're interested in. So I would love to hear about all of your journeys with caffeine or with coffee specifically or things of that nature. How does it affect you? I do think it seems to affect people differently. It definitely feels like it's affected me differently at different points in my life too. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.